guys, Scott here from Outlaw Garage. Today we have got a bit of a special. So we've got an Audi R8 and we've got a Porsche GT2. We're going to do a bit of a comparison of these cars. We've got Raymond back on the channel.
G'day.
A regular now. This is your third video.
Third appearance on the channel.
Yep, 996, 997, which you sold.
Yes, I did.
Which we are gutted about, so we'll
Indeed.
talk about
the
that a little bit more
sold as well,
later.
Actually.
Yeah. But
sold,
that 997, love that. Then we've got Lucky on the channel as well. We've got his Audi, no, your GT2.
I'm the Audi.
GT2, 2009, 500 plus, nearly 600 horsepower car. We're going to do a bit of a comparison today. Looking forward to this.
Are we doing a drag race?
Drag race? We're doing a drag race? I'm not too sure we'll get away with that. We have got a collection of German cars here with us today, so let's crack on with the video. So here we are. It's particularly windy. We've got a GT2 out with us today. There we go, there's the wind. Our 356 here, got a 59 square window semaphore Beetle. Look at that. Do love a semaphore on a Beetle. And then we've got R8. So we're going to have some fun today. It's always nice to meet a couple of extra cars. We will show you how windy it is in a moment when we take a look at the ocean. It is blisteringly cold here in Melbourne today. We've had hail, but we're going to have some fun today. I will tighten this up.
Yep.
And there we go. So we're in the warm now.
Yeah.
Yeah,
nice
I'm not. Warm. Yeah. So this is the comfort pack.
I think it's the opposite to the comfort.
We can't quite see it, but there is the world's largest fire extinguisher between my legs. That is massive.
Yep.
So manual GT2.
Manual GT2. Yep.
2009. Originally 500 and something horsepower, but this has got.
So it's got the exhaust on it, the
modified exhaust,
Y pipe, the BMC air filter, the 88mm throttle body.
So probably
and the
just
Doe 88.
So probably just a little bit more than that. Only 44 of these in Australia. What a car.
Yeah.
What a car. So we're going to go for a spin. We're going to compare this to the Audi. Let's just make a natural assumption. And look, we'll be really nice to Raymond when we're in his car. But this is going to be better. Sorry, Raymond. Let's go for a spin.
All right.
You were saying the exhaust had a bit of a drone, but that sounds actually really nice.
Oh yeah, we'll hear it on the road. Yeah, when we're sort of sitting at a certain RPM, it'll just drone a bit.
Drone a little.
That's what you get from a motorsport exhaust.
Yeah, I guess so. These have coilovers and all the suspension, because you can feel the suspension's like rock solid.
Yeah, that's another thing I didn't mention. It's got the TPC racing suspension module. So it's meant to sort of update the way the suspension operates. Or to a 991.
It's such a lovely car to sit in.
Yeah.
Like, I know it's a GT2, but if it wasn't for like that, like you said, the drone and that motorsport exhaust, and if you ignored the cage behind you, like it's actually a really comfortable place to be, isn't it?
Yeah, you're right, it is.
Doesn't she?
Yeah. So,
because we were talking about it, we did a little bit of a Google before we got in the car. So this should do 0 to 100 in about, what was it, 3.6 seconds?
Yeah,
I think it was.
Yeah.
And you said that it finds it hard to plant the power and stick the power to the ground. And when we pulled off there, well within the speed limit, it gave a little bit of a wiggle, didn't it?
Yeah, it did. Yeah, I guess that's why. Yeah, they've got that turbo option. Like people that want traction obviously went for the turbo.
Yeah.
People that wanted the racetrack experience went for the GT2.
Yeah. Yeah, because that definitely wiggled a little bit there.
Yeah.
But like we said, I'm assuming when they did the 3.6, they got sticky tyres. They've done it on a track, you know, where
perfect conditions.
Road legal tyres and the process around that. Lovely, doesn't it? You get that definite like squat seat belts as well.
Yeah, it's got both options. Yeah.
Carbon fibre bucket seats.
There'll be no shortage of details about the R8. But it's sort of chalk and cheese, like a manual transmission versus a dual clutch automatic. Yeah, two different experiences. Yeah.
You've got to pay attention to this car, haven't you?
Yeah, you have to be on the ball all the time. It's like a modern day version of the Widowmaker.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah, and comparing this to my 930, you can feel the heritage between the two cars.
Yeah.
The exhaust definitely has that motor sport kind of tone, doesn't it?
Very much.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's no dulling down of it.
No, it definitely has that like Forza experience.
Yeah.
So plans for the car? Anything special, or are you just going to enjoy it, drive it?
Yeah, mainly just enjoy it.
You're not going to do what Raymond did, where all of a sudden this hits 800 horsepower?
Well, I'd be tempted to if it was the turbo, but yeah, because we've just got rear-wheel drive.
Yeah.
I think it's got more than enough power. I noticed in the US when they did the Sharkworks GT2, they put a guard differential on it. Apparently that made a big difference.
Yeah.
So yeah, it'd be interesting to see what the
so
traction.
A bit more traction, a bit more grip.
Yeah.
Yeah, because definitely being a rear-wheel drive car, rather than the 997 turbo all-wheel drive, like that had grip for days.
Yeah, exactly.
Where definitely with this, there's that 930 heritage, bit of a wiggle at the back end.
Yeah, exactly.
We were talking earlier as well. This isn't a fortune to service and maintain. Not with the kilometres on it that you've got at the moment, like pretty standard. And you were talking that it was actually cheaper to look after than your Cayman S.
Yeah, actually.
Which you don't think about that as a GT2 car.
That's right. Yeah, you think GT2, supercar money, supercar maintenance costs.
Yeah, he's got his own credit card.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. But so far it hasn't been like that. It's been quite cheap to maintain, which is surprising. And I guess that's what is so good about having a Porsche, is that the maintenance costs can be
predictable.
The clutch sometimes you can. Well, I can't hear it that much now, but yeah, you do get a bit of clutch chatter, sort of race car.
Yeah, because it looked from some of the photos that you showed me that it had that some clutch work done on it.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, they just replaced it with a standard GT2 clutch.
Yeah. Okay.
Yep.
Yeah, definitely the driving experience seems to hide the beast of what it is.
That's right. Yeah. And it's only sort of true car guys that can realise that it is a GT2, because
and I guess that's part of the Widowmaker experience, isn't it? You sit in here and then you think you're okay, and then all of a sudden she lets go and she wants to try and kill you.
That's right.
Yeah, I guess we've nearly been lulled into that experience.
Yeah. To a corner.
Yeah, it's not the kind of car that you throw the keys to somebody and go, oh yeah, just pop down the shops and come back. Because all of a sudden they're going backwards somewhere.
Yeah, because the way that it's been tuned, it feels like you almost can't change gears fast enough. Like
I did notice that.
You get all the torque in one lump sum rather than linear sort of progression. Yeah. So I think the tune that Ray had on his 997 turbo was better. I think that was a car graphic tune, whereas this is a VF engineering tune, and they're more known for their supercharger, like supercharged Audis or supercharged Lambos.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, because I did notice, like when you're off and you're on the pedal a little bit, trying to change gear is you're in and out like quick.
Yeah.
And I guess that's why naturally the cars progress to a PDK.
Exactly.
Because when you're on a racetrack and you blip through gears, you're from first to seventh before you kind of know what's gone on.
Yeah.
In a manual car, that's for a true track car, that's a hard experience. But if you do track days like that's part of the experience, the manual shifter. step up from a Cayman S to a GT2.
Yeah.
That's quite a, there's not much of a transition phase there, is there?
Yeah, it should have gone GT4
or even a turbo or
even
a
a
911, but
yeah.
Cayman S to GT2.
Yeah, it was quite the jump.
A leap. Okay, we've had a nice drive in the GT2.
Yep.
We're now going to catch up with Raymond and experience the RS. Let's hold judgment on that. And if by magic, we are going to appear in the Audi in a second. So like we said, as if by magic, we're now in the Audi. So
wearing different clothes as well.
Wearing different.
Yeah.
So I've never been in an R8 before, but there's a lot of space, and like we said, I was reaching up to put the GoPro in. That windscreen's a lot further away,
yeah.
and the seats kind of sit you back quite away.
Yeah, it's almost like a, for those of you who are Porsche enthusiasts, which I think is the majority of your readership, of your viewers. It's got a similar sort of setup as to what you would expect from a Cayman R, but with the comfort of a 911 turbo, I guess you could say.
Because there's a lot of spacing here.
Yeah.
Like that even behind you, like when we're in the GT2, and we'll probably have some clips of that in the video, there's a massive fire extinguisher in front of you.
IED in the
the dash is a lot closer. This is, as a passenger experience, this is actually really spacious.
Yes. It's more of a luxury experience overall.
Okay. So V8.
Yes, V8.
V8 modified.
Yes, modified. So it's got the Armatrix exhaust, and it's got a full retune. I believe it's got injectors as well. It was purely an impulsive purchase. I think COVID got to me and I needed a change. And I'd always dreamed of having one of these, and at the time when I bought the turbo was more accessible than this price-wise. And
that's a surprise.
Yeah, much more accessible. At the time, yeah, they were horrendously expensive, and now that they've hit their peak depreciation, I was able to get into one of these and have some loose change as well from the sale of the turbos, and I think I'm better for it, to be honest with you. I really needed a refresh, and I'm actually enjoying this a lot more than I enjoyed the turbo.
Controversial.
To be honest, very controversial.
Controversial.
But you have to actually get in one and experience one, and you'll see that now.
Okay, so we're going to go for a spin. Auto, double clutch,
yes,
dual clutch. Let's go for a spin.
Done.
I am pleasantly surprised.
Yes.
With what it's like inside.
You'll have a big smile on your face. Man.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Let's go.
Which way did you head, left or right?
We went left.
Okay, we're gonna head right just for the just for the thrill of it.
Like, this is enormous inside.
Yes. Yeah, give you that perspective. With the turbo and the GT2 share the same platform. They share everything. The only difference is the suspension. The GT2, I believe, doesn't have the magnetic suspension, and same engine, same Metzger engine, same turbo, same everything. I'm going to put this up a little bit because it's raining inside the car.
We will still hear that tone.
Oh, absolutely.
And definitely the difference, going in the two, comparing it to your 997, you could feel like when you put the foot down in the 997,
it grips.
It gripped and went, and what you feel in the GT2 is the I guess we were talking, it's you feel the heritage of the old like 930 turbo, where it has that wiggle in the rear, where this you automatically feel the four-wheel element of it.
Exactly.
You feel it straight away.
And off we go.
That's a brutal shift. Jesus Christ. It's a quick shift, isn't it?
Yeah.
Very different to your 997.
Yes.
Not as quick.
Yep.
Because in the 997 it felt like that would have snapped my neck and pushed my head right back. But you still feel it in your chest in this.
But I believe this would still be faster because of the gearbox. I think it's more of a sensation in the other car more so than an actual realizable. difference is because when you've got the manual shift, you're physically clicking into the next gear. With this one, that happens so rapidly that you don't have that same sort of violent visceral reaction that you get out of the car. So I think it's more so the sensation, but I'd like to line them up to get a sense of who's who in the zoo. But I dare say I don't think the GT2 would be able to compete with this in a straight line.
The GT2 cannot apply the
power,
the torque and the grip to the ground as quick as this can. And this you definitely feel that it wants to. It's begging to put the grip and the torque onto.
But I can't.
Yeah. This is.
Oh, this is.
Yeah.
Say how fast we were going.
No. You can't apply that in the GT2 like that.
No,
because your arse end would be.
You'll be flying into one of the houses on the side of the road.
Yeah.
But once again, it's not the intended purpose. So this draws back to that conclusion as to whether or not you want that analog experience, or do you want something that's more utilizable. And this is one thing that I think afflicted me as an exclusive Porsche enthusiast, is that you become blinkered by this notion, which I think is almost it's exclusive to certain geographic parts of the world.
Yeah.
This whole obsession. And for your guys who haven't been to Stuttgart and to Germany, you go there and they modify the crap out of everything. Yeah. And they enjoy them and they drive them. They don't garage them and then sit on them for eons, like what I did with the turbo. So the one regret that I have with the turbo is that I bought it, spent a fortune on it, and it sat in the garage and only had around 1,600 kilometers put on it in 7 years, which ultimately becomes a waste. You don't end up enjoying it.
Yeah, it does feel like you would drive this more.
Yeah, because it's more drivable as well. You can jump in it, enjoy it, it's comfortable. When you want the power, you put your foot down and you go flying. It's all-wheel drive.
In all honesty, that 997, you're not going for a casual driving it.
No,
anyway.
of course not. But it's fun. It's a spectacle.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
But so's this, and it sounds better than any of those other cars, and it's not excessive. It's louder. It's definitely louder, but it's a different note.
Because these as well, I guess, they are a supercar.
Yes.
Without a shadow of doubt.
Yeah,
and
there's
I know
no question. Yeah.
They struggled a little bit with their identity, somewhat. I don't know. Like the R8s. I don't know. It kind of felt like they struggled with their identity. They are a supercar.
Yeah, absolutely.
That shift is like,
It's brutal, especially the downshift.
yeah.
Try shifting like that in the 997.
Yeah.
It can't compete in terms of the pace.
Yeah, she's very sticky to the road.
Yeah. It feels safe. It doesn't feel... Here we go. Aussie driving.
Yeah, because even pulling out in the 2, the back end twitches.
Yes.
Where there's no twitch.
And with the other car, if there's any moisture on the tarmac, it's Teflon straight away.
Yeah.
You need to put so much grip into the tires. Sorry, so much heat into the tires to attain that grip, and it just detracts from the experience. It's not fun. You take one of those out to the Black Spur, and you're nauseous by the end of it because it's a sensory overload. You can't enjoy it. With one of these, or with a modern 911 turbo, you can literally just slam on your music.
Yeah.
You know, of your liking, and just enjoy yourself. And once again, I think that for any enthusiast, you really need to have the pick of the two. Have one of each in the garage. You want that analog experience, but also you want that modern digital experience where you can just jump in and enjoy yourself without having to worry about so many variables.
Yeah.
Heating tires up.
And when we were comparing the GT2, we were talking about the tune on it. Different to your 997.
Yes.
In that it's quite. You're in a race to change gears.
Yes, correct.
That GT2, you are like you're focused on changing gear all the time. And I guess we're comparing they're two very different cars.
Yeah.
And definitely the clutch and the gearbox in this is quick, dynamo. road. You know, we're comparing a all-wheel drive car with a rear-wheel drive. I would like to kill you at some point, car.
Exactly.
But this sticks to the road like glue.
Yeah.
And you do feel it with that gear change, and you definitely feel it with the wheels that it's gripping and applying torque to the road.
It does everything intelligently. You don't have to do it by itself.
No, yeah.
There's no user input. And for me, it's refreshing because I was used to those, once again, those analog cars for such a long time that I just needed a paradigm shift. I wanted something effortless that I could jump in, enjoy, and then park it when I wanted to, but it's accessible whenever you wanted to.
It's definitely more, we were critical that you'd sold the 997 because I love that car, and I think appreciation over a period of time, that car will always appreciate.
Of course.
However, having been in this now, I understand why you would have sold it and bought this from a driving experience and usability on a day-to-day basis.
Exactly.
Like you could drive this to work, you can do all those kind of things, where that 997 felt like there was an ability for you to lose your license on the way to work.
Yeah, it was a bespoke experience that you would utilize for very specific occasions. I mean, you could easily lose your license in this one.
Yeah, but it doesn't. It feels like you've got to apply that thought to it, rather than with the 997, it would have done that for you.
Yeah.
You know,
exactly.
Definitely.
And we did actually reach a higher top speed in this than what we reached in the 997.
Oh, really?
Yes. Yeah. It's not as apparent because of the nature of the car. You've got all of the sound deadening in the vehicle. The all-wheel drive system's different. When you're changing gears, you don't have that engagement, and that's what I find with it, because you've got the gearbox kicking in sequentially one after the other. You don't feel that brutal shift.
Yeah. Here we go. We're just laughing about this now. So GT2, carbon fibre bucket seats. Look at that for a fire extinguisher right between your feet. The thing's enormous. Well, what do you think? Which one would you pick? The GT2 manual, and the essence of the Widowmaker really does have a bit of a wiggle at the rear end. But that R8 is absolutely brutal, and definitely Raymond knows how to drive it and give it a little bit of pedal. Hope you enjoyed the video. Please put in the comments below which one you would pick. We'll see you soon with a new video. Hope you enjoyed it. See you later, guys. Bye.